What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in a building with another banger. Now, first things first, before we get started today, I gotta go ahead and say thank God for another day and another opportunity. Now, as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, today I got a crazy catfish build in store for y'all, and I'm gonna be calling it the two-way, three-point, lob threat build in NBA 2K23 on next gen. Now, this build is actually going to remind me of a few different players: Kevin Durant, Ben Simmons, and Paolo Banchero. Now, with this build, I'm telling y'all, a very special 6'10 power forward, but when it comes down to the badges, we're going to be able to get off rip anywhere from 80 to 85, and then when it comes down to our animations and abilities, we're getting elite contact dunks out of this build as well as pro dribble moves. Now, that's really just to start with what we can do today, but as far as the attributes, the ones that can reach a 100 plus is going to be our driving dunk, post control, three-point shot, and definitely our defensive rebound. So I hope y'all have enjoyed so far what you have seen, and if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family, and last but definitely not least, comment down TG for thank God and where you're tuning in from, and I'll be sure to hit y'all back with a response. So let's go ahead and get started with the creation of this build today. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that we are putting this build under the power forward position. Now, if you want to, you can go about it under the small forward or even center, even possibly the shooting guard, but I'm telling y'all, you're not going to be able to make it how I'm bringing it to you today. Now, when it comes down to the body settings, this is going to be the most crucial factor when it comes down to today's build. So as for the height, I'm going to go with 6'10". Now, when it comes down to our weight, I'm going to go with a specific 214. And then as for the wingspan, I'm going to go ahead and put this all the way to 7'6". Now, this is really optional with how you want to go about this. But as far as when it comes down to the body shape, to take up the most space, I would really go ahead and say built is going to be the best. Now, let's get into the breakdown of the attributes, and the first area that I want to get into is going to be the physicals. So when it comes down to the speed, I'm going to go ahead and put this to a 73. Now, as for the acceleration, go with the 74 right here, one tick above our speed. And now when it comes down to the strength, if you want to be balanced for this build, go ahead and put this to a 70. And then as for our vertical, I'm going to go with an 82, and right there we will be able to get the elite contact dunks. Now for the stamina, I decided to go ahead and put this to an 89. And moving forward with the physicals, this is what we're going to be looking like, and also take into consideration the +4 from the gym rat badge and also completing your Gatorade facility workouts. Now from here, we're going to move down the list, so let's get started with the finishing. So as for the close shot, I'm going to move this up to a 67. Now for the layup, I'm going to go with the 75. And then when it comes down to our dunk, I'm going to go with the 93. And that's also going to allow us to unlock gold posterizer. Now when it comes down to our standing dunk, go with the 64. And then for that post control, I'm going to go with the 90. And this really opens up the floor, especially inside the arc. Now when it comes down to the 21 badges, I like the fact that a lot of them are on Hall of Fame for the post scoring end, but I also do like Slithery, Limitless Takeoff with Fearless Finisher, and then for tier 3, of course, I'm looking at Gold Posterizer. Now for the finishing, I think we have everything needed. When it comes down to the shooting, I'm going to go with the mid-range shot, and I'm going to put this up to a 71. Now when it comes down to the three-pointer, this really comes down to your own preference, but for my liking, I would definitely have to say maxing this out is going to be your best bet. Now for the free throw, I'm going to go with the 71, and right there we end up with 18 shooting badges. Now I like Amped on Gold, also Space Creator and Hall of Fame, Volume Shooter with Green Machine and Agent 3, and of course everybody is going to like Limitless Range. Now moving on to the playmaking, I'm going to go with the pass accuracy of a 76. Now when it comes down to the ball handle, I'm going to go with the 79, and then as for the speed with ball, I'm going to put this to a 70, and right there we get a total of 17 badges. Now for this area, I like Hyperdrive, Killer Combos, Clamp Breaker with handles for days. And then also when it comes down to tier 2, we're going to be able to get quick first step. And then one of the best things about this build is really going to be that we're still able to unlock Unpluckable. Now with this build, when it comes down to what we're going to be able to do on the defensive end, go with the 74 for the interior. Now when it comes down to the perimeter, I'm going to go with the 79. Now for the steal, go with the 61, 79 when it comes down to our block. And then as for when it comes down to our rebounding, I'm going to go with an 87 defensive. And right there, we're going to be able to get 20 defensive badges. Now I like post lockdown, interceptor, and glove. Also gold workhorse, chase down artist, box out beast, and then for tier 3 anchor as well as rebound chaser. Now if you add everything up, we're going to be able to get anywhere from 80 to 85 badges off rip. Now take into consideration the +5 from buying your own boost, the additional +4 from running with the teammate that has on Hall of Fame floor general. Now the better we play, our stats are also gradually going to raise, and then with our takeovers activated, that's a +10 towards 2 separate areas. So as you can see, we get the slashing, sharpshooting, playmaking, and post scoring. Now off rip, I would definitely have to say, I like power backdowns, and then for the second takeover, you can pick between finishing moves or limitless range takeover. Now I think these two are going to be best, but if you wanted to switch them up, I definitely can see why. Now let's go ahead and move forward to make sure that we made the build correctly together. And if you followed along, we should be getting these 3 comparisons. And as y'all can see, together, we have created the 2-way 3-point lob threat build, also known as the Catfish Lob Threat. Now let me know down below, what did y'all think about this build? And did you make it exactly how I brought it to y'all? Or did you make your own version? Now I just want to say again, thank y'all for the support. Now with this build, it's really smart to take into consideration all of the boosts that I just mentioned. And whichever takeovers that you decided to run with, make sure that you add up your boosts and find the true potential of what this build can do. Now moving forward, let's go ahead and get started with the breakdown of our badges. Now when it comes down to this build, for the finishing badges, I'm going to go with Bronze Fearless Finisher, then from there, Silver Pro Touch, Gold Slithery, Limitless Takeoff, Core Posterizer with Hall of Fame, Post Spin Technician, and Back Down Punisher. Now this build, I'm telling y'all, when it comes down to the post scoring, very special build, especially with the name that we got. Now when it comes down to the shooting, I'm going to go ahead and put on Core, Bronze Limitless Range, Silver Agent 3, Volume Shooter with Gold Green Machine, Amped, and then Hall of Fame Space Creator. Now with this build, I'm telling y'all, these are going to be the jump shots that we can pick and recreate from. And I think we honestly have a good selection to choose as well. Now when it comes down to this build for the badges, I think these are the most important to boost our shooting percentage. Now for the playmaking, I'm going to go with Bronze Handles for Days, Mismatch Expert, Silver Clamp Breaker, Killer Combos, Hyperdrive with Quick First Step, and then Gold Vice Grip with Core Unpluckable. Now for the playmaking, you already seen what we're able to do from the gameplay, but just take into account, we're also going to be able to be a really efficient dribbler. Now for the defensive end, I'm going to go with Bronze Interceptor, Glove, Anchor, Silver Core Rebound Chaser with Gold Chase Down Artist, Box Out Beast, and Workhorse. Now this is what the build is going to be looking like today. Let me know down below your thoughts and opinion. And I just want to say thank you, God, for another day and another opportunity. I really hope y'all enjoyed the gameplay today, and also this archetype, especially being able to get one of the best Catfish build names in 2K on next gen. Now look, if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family, and last but definitely not least, comment down TG for thank God and where you're tuning in from, and I'll be sure to hit y'all back with a response. With all that being said though, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.